Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the AZ-900 Azure Fundamentals Masterclass by Fate. Over the past several lessons, we've created virtual networks, virtual machines, network security groups, public IP addresses, recovery services vault, and many other Azure resources. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself where Azure actually stores all of these resources and how does Microsoft keep everything organized? If you've created thousands of resources, then you need to know where they belong. And that's exactly what we are going to answer in today's lesson. By the end of this video, you will understand the complete Azure hierarchy, starting from the highest level all the way down to an individual resource. This lesson is extremely important because almost every organization that uses Microsoft Azure follows this same structure. Let's jump right in. Over to portal.azure.com. Before we look at Azure, I want us to think about something we are all familiar with. Imagine you own a company, and your company may have offices in several countries. And inside each office, there are different departments. Inside each department, there are employees, and everything is organized in a hierarchy. And Azure works exactly the same way like an organogram. So instead of offices and departments, Azure uses management groups, subscriptions, resource groups, and resources. If you understand this hierarchy, Azure suddenly becomes much easier to understand. So now that we're all inside our Azure portal, I want us to search for management groups. So management groups, okay. And the search will give us our management groups. And we've got resource manager to the right of it. And this is the highest level in Azure hierarchy. And you will notice that I have something called the tenant root group. And under that, I have my Azure subscription. This can actually be renamed. Okay. And large organizations, however, may have dozens or even hundreds of subscriptions. So instead of managing each subscription individually, Microsoft allows administrators to organize them inside management groups. And I want you to think of a management group as the parent folder that can contain multiple Azure subscriptions. And this makes it much easier for organizations to apply governance, security policies, permissions, and compliance settings consistently across many subscriptions. So an example could be having a multinational company with offices in the UK, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, and Canada. And instead of managing each country's Azure subscription separately, the organization can place all of them under a single management group. That way, policies can be inherited automatically, making administration much simpler. So in my case, I only have one subscription. So you see my Azure subscription one directly under the tenant root group. And this gives us our first level in the Azure hierarchy. So we're now going to move down one level, which is the subscription. Okay. And as I mentioned earlier, I currently have just a single subscription called Azure Subscription 1, but I want you to figure out how to rename that on your own. And you also notice several important pieces of information. And you can see the first column, which is my subscription name. And we can also see the subscription ID and my role as the owner of this subscription, and it is currently active. and the estimated current cost now stands at £3.24. So what exactly is a subscription? A subscription is much more than just a billing account. It represents both a billing boundary and a management boundary. Every Azure resource you create belongs to a subscription, and this particular subscription will determine who pays for the resources, who can access them, what quotas apply, and which Azure services can be deployed. So if an organization has separate departments such as finance, human resources, sales, and IT, they might decide to create separate Azure subscriptions for each department. And doing so allows each department to manage its own budget independently while still remaining under the organization's management group. And so far, our Azure hierarchy looks like what you see on your screen in just a minute. Now we're going to move to another level where we look at our resource groups. So on my left, I've got my resource group, and we're going to focus our attention on the Fit Networking Lab. And this is where things become much more practical. So we can conveniently see that a resource group is simply a logical container used to organize related Azure resources. And notice what I have inside this resource group. You can see a virtual machine, you can see a virtual network, you can see network security group, a public IP address, a recovery services vault, a disk, a network interface. And all of these resources, as we can see, belongs to the same lab, which is the Fit Networking Resource Group. So instead of scattering them across different resource groups, I've grouped everything together, and this makes them easier to manage. So I want you to think of a resource group like a project folder. If you are building an application, you place all the resources related to that application inside one resource group. And if you are building another application, you create another resource group. And this keeps everything organized. And one common misconception is that resource groups are physical locations. My dear, they are not. A resource group is simply a logical container, and the resources inside it can even exist in different Azure regions. Although for simplicity and performance, it's often recommended to keep related resources close together when appropriate. Okay. And now we're going to look at the final level, which is the resource itself. So everything listed here on my screen is an Azure resource. A virtual machine is a resource, same for virtual network, same for network security group, and same for our public IP address and that of what? A disk. And recovery services is also a resource. And these are the actual services that Azure provides. So the resource group simply organizes them. And if I were to create an Azure storage account, that would become another resource inside this particular resource group. And if I deployed Azure SQL database, that would also become another resource. So the hierarchy is now going to look like this. And everything you create in Azure eventually becomes one of these resources. So we're going to put everything together and let's, connect everything we've just learned. So if we start from the very top, so I'm going to go back, we have our management group called the tenant root group. And inside the management group is my Azure subscription. Does that make sense? And inside the subscription, I've got my resource groups called the Fit Networking Lab. And inside the resource groups are all the Azure resources I've created throughout this course. So when we created a virtual machine several lessons ago, Azure automatically placed it inside this hierarchy. And the same happened when we created our virtual network, our network security group, our public IP address, and every other resource. And understanding this hierarchy helps you know exactly where everything lives inside Azure. So for the AZ-900 exam, I want you to remember these key points. A management group can contain multiple subscriptions. A subscription can contain multiple resource groups. A resource group can contain multiple resources. Every Azure resource belongs to one resource group. And resource groups help organize related Azure resources for easier management. And subscriptions define billing and management boundaries. Management groups allows organizations to manage multiple subscriptions together. And these relationships are tested regularly in the AZ-900 certification exam. So if we are recapping what we've learned today, okay, management groups, we say, sit at the top of the Azure hierarchy and help organizations manage multiple subscriptions. Please get that. And subscription, as we know, define billing, access, and resource management boundaries. And resource groups logically organize related Azure resources, just like a project folder. And resources are the actual Azure services, such as our virtual machines, storage accounts, virtual networks, databases, and many others. And once you have this understanding, navigating Azure becomes much more intuitive. That was quite an eye opener. And in the next lesson, we will continue exploring Azure Resource Manager by looking at how Azure uses role-based access control, that is a RBAC, to control who can view, manage, and administer resources. Understanding Azure's hierarchy is only the first step. Next, we will learn how Azure controls access to everything inside that particular hierarchy. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone preparing for the Microsoft AZ-900 Azure Fundamentals certification. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.